The human body is an absolute masterpiece of biological engineering, an intricate fortress designed to protect you at all costs. But what happens when the deadliest enemy doesn't breach the gates from the outside, but is born silently in the dark, right within your own walls? Meet Arthur. Like millions of us, he goes about his busy daily life completely unaware that a microscopic time bomb has just started ticking deep inside his abdomen. I am Dr. Elias Thorne. Today, we are going to explore the terrifying reality of a disease that claims hundreds of thousands of lives every single year, simply because it knows how to keep a secret. I am talking about hepatocellular carcinoma, commonly known as liver cancer, a highly aggressive biological predator that thrives on absolute silence. To understand how the silent killer operates, we must first look at the incredible organ it seeks to destroy. Nestled quietly in the upper right side of your abdomen, weighing roughly 3 pounds, the healthy human liver is a glowing marvel of biology. Think of it as a sprawling, highly advanced biological metropolis that never sleeps, operating tirelessly, 24 hours a day. It acts as your body's ultimate filtration system, aggressively neutralizing deadly toxins, dangerous poisons, and microscopic debris. Simultaneously, it serves as a massive energy reservoir, perfectly balancing your blood sugar and processing the essential nutrients required to keep you alive. But its most miraculous feature is its extreme resilience. It is the only internal organ with the god-like superpower to completely regenerate itself from severe damage. Because of this profound endurance, the liver rarely complains. We casually burden it with highly processed foods, daily stress, and toxic amounts of alcohol. And for years, it quietly absorbs the damage. But this incredible resilience comes with a terrifying evolutionary blind spot that cancer exploits with absolute perfection. Here is the most dangerous design flaw in human anatomy. The internal, spongy tissue of the liver contains absolutely zero pain receptors. Imagine a massive, devastating fire violently burning through a skyscraper, but the building was completely designed without a single smoke alarm. That is exactly what is happening inside your body when the liver is constantly bombarded by excessive fat, alcohol, or dormant viruses like hepatitis B. That triggers a continuous, highly destructive state known as chronic inflammation. The resilient organ desperately tries to heal itself, replacing vibrant healthy cells with rigid, suffocating scar tissue, a tragic condition known as cirrhosis. It is exactly within this chaotic, deeply scarred, and heavily inflamed battlefield of endless destruction and desperate repair that the perfect storm finally gathers. When liver cells are trapped in a relentless cycle of destruction and forced regeneration over many years, the biological machinery is pushed to its absolute limit. Eventually, under immense toxic stress, the cellular DNA makes a catastrophic error, giving birth to a single, highly aggressive mutated cell. You might wonder why the body's powerful immune system does not destroy this threat immediately. The answer is terrifying. Our cancer cells are master illusionists. They actively camouflage themselves, altering their chemical signatures to blend in perfectly, allowing them to evade the passing white blood cells designed to protect you. As the hidden colony expands into a noticeable tumor, it demands vast amounts of energy. The patient begins to feel an unexplainable, profound exhaustion. This is not the kind of tiredness that sleep can cure. It is a deep, systemic drain, often accompanied by a vague heaviness in the upper right abdomen that is easily brushed off. But how does a tumor grow so rapidly without being detected? It executes a ruthless biological strategy known in medicine as angiogenesis. The cancer secretes specific chemical signals that force the body to build brand new blood vessels, directly hijacking the liver's incredibly rich blood supply. By building its own private vascular network, the tumor acts like a parasitic entity, starving the surrounding healthy liver tissue of essential oxygen and vital nutrients. Because the remaining healthy liver cells work overtime to compensate, the organ continues to function, completely masking the devastating scale of the internal robbery. As the liver struggles to function and the tumor steals the body's nutrients, the patient experiences sudden, unexplained weight loss and a complete loss of appetite. This deceptive silence lasts for years, until the massive tumor finally collides with the only part of the liver capable of screaming for help. The absolute tipping point arrives when the massive tumor physically stretches Glisson's capsule, the incredibly thin protective membrane completely surrounding the liver. Unlike the internal spongy tissue, this outer capsule is densely packed with highly sensitive nerve endings, and for the first time in years, a desperate biological alarm is triggered. Suddenly, out of nowhere, an excruciating and sharp pain radiates through the upper right side of the abdomen, completely shattering the long-held illusion of perfect health. Simultaneously, the enormous mass aggressively crushes the internal bile ducts, causing a toxic buildup of a yellow pigment called bilirubin, which rapidly overflows directly into the bloodstream. This massive toxic overflow manifests visibly as jaundice, a horrifying condition where the whites of the eyes and the skin turn a terrifying shade of yellow. What started as a single silent rogue cell has now escalated into a full-scale systemic crisis, essentially poisoning the entire biological metropolis from the inside out. Driven by unbearable physical agony, extreme swelling, and terrifying bodily changes, the patient finally rushes to the hospital emergency room, desperately praying for a simple, treatable diagnosis. Urgent ultrasounds and advanced MRI scans are immediately performed. The stealthy silent killer is finally forced completely out of the shadows and exposed to the harsh clinical light. Hearing the terrifying words "advanced stage hepatocellular carcinoma" is a psychological shock that instantly shatters reality, leaving the patient completely paralyzed with overwhelming fear. As a doctor, this is undeniably the most devastating conversation to have. The immediate, agonizing question every single patient asks with tears in their eyes is always exactly the same. How did I not feel this? Why did I not know until today? Suddenly, all those years of vague exhaustion and minor discomforts brushed off as mere stress make horrifying sense. The devastating answer is the cruelest irony of human biology. Because by the time liver cancer screams loud enough for you to finally hear it, it has already conquered the fortress. But this terrifying reality does not have to be your ending. This incredibly dark story can absolutely be rewritten. The absolute greatest weakness of this silent killer is that it takes years to grow, giving us a massive window of opportunity to strike first if we only look. Modern medical science has developed incredibly powerful tools designed specifically to pierce through the deceptive silence of the liver. A simple, painless, and highly affordable abdominal ultrasound acts like a powerful searchlight, instantly exposing any microscopic structural abnormalities hiding deep within the tissue. By shining a light into the darkness, we can completely locate and neutralize the threat while it is incredibly small, entirely curable, and structurally harmless. Furthermore, specific and highly advanced blood tests can act as a highly sensitive early warning radar, detecting microscopic tumor markers floating in your bloodstream. When caught in these extremely early stages, liver cancer is no longer an automatic death sentence. It becomes a highly manageable and completely curable condition. Advanced surgical resections, highly targeted microwave ablations, and miraculous liver transplants offer incredibly high survival rates and a complete return to a perfectly normal life. Because the liver possesses that exact miraculous ability to regenerate, removing a small early tumor allows the organ to simply rebuild itself completely healthy and whole once again. The agonizing regret of finding out too late is entirely replaced by the immense, profound joy of a second chance at a long, beautiful, and vibrant life. The absolute truth about liver cancer is incredibly simple. It only wins when we allow it to hide in the dark. The ultimate power to defeat it has always been completely in your hands. You are the ultimate guardian of your own magnificent biological fortress. Do not wait for the walls to crumble before you finally decide to inspect them. The ultimate power to defeat this silent killer does not solely rely on modern medicine. It lies entirely within your daily choices and your proactive mindset. When you finally stop bombarding your internal factory with toxins, it immediately utilizes its miraculous regenerative power to actively heal and rebuild itself. Showing true mercy to your liver means severely limiting the immense toxic burden of excessive alcohol, which is the single most destructive force against cellular regeneration. By nourishing your body with a balanced, nutrient-rich diet, you actively prevent the dangerous accumulation of toxic fat within the liver cells, stopping chronic inflammation before it starts. A clean diet acts like premium fuel for a sprawling metropolis, ensuring every single biological system runs smoothly without dangerous blockages or energy crashes. But diet and hydration are only half of the equation. To truly protect this magnificent biological fortress, you must keep the entire system actively moving. Regular cardiovascular exercise dramatically increases blood flow and oxygenation, actively melting away dangerous fatty deposits and lifting an enormous daily burden off your hardest working internal organ. When you commit to an active lifestyle, you are not just building muscles, you are fundamentally upgrading the efficiency of your internal chemical factory. This continuous, healthy circulation completely flushes out toxins, allowing the organ to effortlessly maintain the absolute purity of your entire bloodstream. Beyond lifestyle changes, you must actively protect your liver from silent microscopic invaders. Getting fully vaccinated against hepatitis B is one of the most effective cancer prevention strategies in human history. This simple and safe vaccine acts as an impenetrable biological shield, completely neutralizing the virus before it can ever hijack your cellular DNA and start the deadly countdown. By taking these proactive steps today, you ensure that your body remains a thriving, powerful fortress, completely immune to the silent threats lurking in the shadows. Even when we know how to protect our bodies, the most dangerous psychological trap is the human tendency to procrastinate. We falsely believe that the complete absence of physical pain equals the absolute presence of health. Millions of people tragically delay or cancel their annual screenings simply because they feel highly energetic, completely forgetting that the liver is biologically designed to suffer in absolute silence. Because of hidden genetics or dormant viruses, a microscopic mutation can easily take root deep inside the organ, patiently waiting in the dark while you live your life completely unaware. Relying entirely on physical pain to detect liver cancer is exactly like navigating a massive, sprawling city completely blinded by a thick, heavy fog. You simply cannot wait for the fog to clear on its own, and you cannot wait for the pain to arrive. Because the pain is not the beginning of the story, it is the terrifying end of it. Overcoming the psychological fear of hospitals and the fatal habit of procrastination is the single most important step you can ever take to protect your own life. A routine ultrasound acts exactly like a brilliantly powerful searchlight. It sends harmless acoustic waves deep through the tissue, completely stripping the cancer of its only advantage, its ability to hide. This simple, highly affordable, and entirely painless scan takes mere minutes, yet it grants doctors the incredible superpower to literally see straight through the flesh and instantly identify the absolute earliest microscopic threats. Combined with a highly specific AFP blood test, which acts as a microscopic chemical radar detecting hidden cancer proteins floating in your veins, you establish an absolutely impenetrable dual-layered early warning system. Routine screening acts exactly like a towering, brilliant lighthouse in the darkest of nights, constantly sweeping the dangerous, unknown waters to ensure no hidden biological threats can ever ambush you in the dark. The immense, profound peace of mind that comes from knowing exactly what is happening inside your own body is truly invaluable, completely replacing deep fear with absolute, undeniable power. You hold the absolute power to demand the light. You must never, ever allow the silence to dictate the final, tragic chapter of your incredible life. We have journeyed together deep into the silent, hidden world of the human body, uncovering the absolute truth about one of the most deceptive and dangerous diseases on Earth. We have witnessed the terrifying reality of chronic inflammation, the shocking stealth of microscopic mutations, and the devastating biological consequences of waiting for the pain. But more importantly, we have witnessed the incredible, miraculous power of modern medicine and the absolute life-saving strength of proactive early detection. Liver cancer is a completely silent and ruthless assassin, entirely designed by nature to strike only when the fortress has already fallen. But it is an assassin that we absolutely know how to defeat. A simple routine ultrasound and a fast, highly affordable AFP blood test are your ultimate weapons. They are the brilliant lighthouse in the dark, the ultimate early warning system that completely strips the disease of its only terrifying advantage, its complete and total secrecy. I urge you, with absolute urgency and deep medical conviction, do not wait for the symptoms, do not wait for the exhaustion, and absolutely never, ever wait for the pain. Take complete and absolute control of your incredibly precious life right now. Schedule your routine health screening today, this very week, without any further hesitation. Protect your internal biological factory. Feed it well, hydrate it constantly, move it frequently, and fiercely defend it against completely preventable viruses. Because in the brutal reality of human biology, ignorance is absolutely not bliss. Ignorance is entirely fatal. But knowledge, proactive action, and the incredible bravery to face the unknown with modern science, that is absolute power. That is complete survival. Thank you so incredibly much for joining me on this profound medical journey deep into the hidden mechanics of your own magnificent body. If this crucial medical knowledge has profoundly opened your eyes, completely changed your perspective, or possibly even saved an incredibly precious life today, please absolutely make sure to subscribe to the channel right now to continuously empower yourself with completely life-saving medical knowledge. Hit that like button incredibly hard so this absolutely vital algorithm can completely push this critical life-saving message to millions of unaware people who desperately need to hear it. And I completely beg you, absolutely do not keep this immense life-saving secret to yourself. Share this exact video immediately with your beloved family and every single friend you deeply care about. You hold the absolute incredible power to completely save a life today simply by sharing the profound truth. Stay incredibly proactive, stay completely informed, and above all else, never ever ignore the silent, desperate whispers of your own miraculous biological fortress. Until next time, stay completely healthy.